Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw here at the Asta River Cruise Expo. It's my fifth one, and it's actually we interviewed this gentleman a few times every time we come here. It's Marcus Leskover, who's the president of Amadeus, and you oversee all the Americas, I believe. And you know, every year we discover his line. Amadeus is just a major, a wonderful line, and it has, and all the travel advisors are discovering it as well. There's not a bad river cruise product, but there's some that really stand out, and Amadeus is certainly one. But we're going to talk about that and what changes are happening then. They're always coming out with a new ship and some amazing new vessels, and you're going to find out about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Marcus, first of all, great to see you. Every year we get together and we talk about what's going on with Amadeus, and you've had a lot going on, right?
Yeah, we had. So we had a great year. 2025 was a great year. We have new ships coming out. So we have Amadeus Aurea coming in May. We have Amadeus Mira next year in 2027, and we just announced in 2028 that we are extending our fleet into the Douro River in Portugal.
So you're going to be in Portugal, that's
Yeah,
great.
so we just announced it, and we will bring our own ship. So that's really a big difference. We will have our own ship that we will bring on the Douro River, and starting with 2028. So there's a lot going on. We have new staff, a new crew that is joining us. So the new vice president of sales, Hannah Westerdahl. A lot of the advisors.
People know who she
A lot
is.
of the advisors know her. So we're excited. Things are going very, very well.
No, and so how many ships total do you have before you get the new ones? What do you have?
So 16, and then with the new two ones, it's 18 total, and then
And then
19.
there'll be one coming up for the Douro,
Yep.
right? So so you really, and you pretty much cover all the rivers of Europe, right?
We do. We are on the Rhine, Main, and Danube, and then on the Moselle, of course, then on the Seine and on the Rhone, and with 2028 also on the Douro River in Portugal.
And as you emphasized today, you were on stage at the general session, and you had a member of the family, the Luftner family, that was on stage with you. And this is a family that has been in river cruising for what, 40 years?
That's right. So we got our start in the 70s, believe it or not. So it's almost 50 years that we've been in business, and it's a family-owned company. The family is very, very involved in the day-to-day operations, and as a family company, succession is very important, as you know. So there's a handoff happening already, where my boss, Mr. and Mrs. Lüftner, who started and founded the company, they are starting to hand it over to their three daughters. And so one of the daughters, Corina Lüftner, is our deputy CEO, and so she's with us here in Amsterdam, and we did the general session together, and so she was on stage today with us, and it was a pleasure having her and to showing off that we are an actual family-owned and run company.
No, and that's so crucial these days. Not everybody is anymore. And the other thing is you've got these brand new ships. I thought that the most recent ships, this one is Amadeus Riva. I was on the Nova, I think that was one, which was a totally revolutionary ship. And what are these new ones going to be like? What's going to be different about them?
Yeah, so the new one, so the blueprint and the general arrangement will be very similar than the product that you see here. With the Riva, with the Nova, they're essentially sister ships. Of course, always updated is the decor and the technology advances on board the vessel. So we have a hybrid propulsion system, and so that's environmentally friendly. So that's really important. This is where a lot of efforts and money goes right now to be sustainable. That's one of the things, and of course, onboard comforts. Our cabin product is always great, and so you'll see the Amadeus product just continued and refreshed and extended.
Well, when I was on for the 4 days during the conference last year, very comfortable accommodations, great food, and really, from where I knew nothing about you a few years ago, all I hear are very good things from the travel advisors who come and experience it. So you've done an amazing job.
Thank you. Yes, we made great strides in the last few years. I think we really, put the the brand onto the US market, and I think people starting to notice it, and we see this in the numbers. We grow every year exponentially. Again, we added great staff and crew, and it's just a great opportunity right now to sell river ships and to be here with Amadeus River Cruises.
And you have a little bit of a different thing. There's this trend turning. Everything is all inclusive, and you don't really always offer the shore excursions. You let people decide what they want to do, right?
That's right. So that's one of our differentiation factors, that we don't include any shore excursions, but we have them. So we have several shore excursion packages that we offer. There's shore excursion, you can have up to 3 shore excursions a day in certain destinations, but they're not mandatory. So that means you can add them if you would like, but you don't have them. If you don't, that gives you or the advisor the flexibility to tailor the cruise to their clients, because you have a lot of clients that have been to a location already. They don't necessarily want to do the same shore excursions again. You have certain groups that do custom excursions, so they'd like to do custom excursions, so we let them do that. Or you have affinity groups. We have, for example, a group of painters, watercolor painters, that sail with us every year, but they don't need shore excursions because they go outside here in Amsterdam, for example, and they do watercolor painting, so they do their own thing. So it really lends itself to customization, group business and affinity business, which we are a great partner for that.
And I know for a fact that I've known certain groups charter your ships all the time, the tour operators and things like that, and you were kind of the go-to for that as well, right?
That is correct. Yeah, we as I said, we thrive on partnerships. That's what we do best, and we're a great partner for anyone that first of all needs a great ship and a great product, and has their own product that they want to bring on board, because we give them the flexibility to do so.
Now, anything else you want to tell our 125,000 travel advisors out there about Amadeus River Cruises today?
Well, I invite you all to visit us on one of the ships and to see us and to experience us. I think, like you just said at the beginning, I think there's differences, and I think you have to see it in order to compare. There's something for everyone, and I think and I believe that our brand is a great solution for a lot of advisors and their clients. So please come join us and contact us here at ESTA, through ESTA, or at our office in Chicago. You will be happy to work with you and be happy to showcase our product to you.
Well, certainly the Astor River Cruise Expo has been a great vehicle for you and your company to get more travel advisors to understand the differences, right?
Absolutely. The Astor River Cruise Expo was exponential. When we started 5 years ago, with the first one, and it is a great platform for advisors to come and to have true side-by-side comparisons, and certain products shine. If you compare them side by side, and you figure out what's what, and so you find your favorite. So it's always worked very, very well for us.
And you've been I think you've been here, what, 4 years or 5 years now?
5 years, yeah.
5 years. You were there at the beginning,
we
yeah.
Started at the beginning, when Bob Duglin reached out and tried to find river cruise lines who want to participate in the first one, and I remember we had the conversation. He called them like, absolutely, we're in, sign us up, and we were. It was 2021, right after the pandemic. It started with a little over 360 people, I think, and look, today we have 1,600 people, and it's a great show.
Fantastic. Well, Marcus, I have experienced your product. It's amazing. I was lucky enough to stay. I haven't cruised with you yet. I have to change that.
We have to change that.
But just from what I've seen, it's a marvelous, really. Now, there is no bad river cruise product, but there are certain ones that you find that are kind of special that you say, yeah, they know what they're doing, and I think you know what you're doing.
Thank you very much. As always, it's a pleasure to have you on board, and we have to change. You have to cruise with us sometime soon here.
Guaranteed. Next time, we'll see what happens. I'm James Schillinglaw, and from Amsterdam here at the Astor River Cruise Expo, this is Insider Travel Report.